Most people assume that growing older automatically means growing wiser, that with age comes maturity, depth, and balance. But if you look closely at real life, you'll notice something surprising. Many people, especially women, get older without ever truly maturing. They may look like adults on the outside, but inside they repeat the same mistakes, feel stuck in shallow relationships, or drift through life waiting for someone else to give it meaning. So why does this happen? Why do some women never fully grow up? Carl Jung, one of the most influential psychologists of the 20th century, believed immaturity isn't simply about being lazy or irresponsible. Instead, it often comes from deep unconscious patterns, shaped in childhood, reinforced by culture, and left unexamined as the years pass. And here's the paradox. Women are often expected to seem emotionally mature earlier than men. From a young age, they're encouraged to act caring, composed, and selfless. But this is usually just a mask of maturity, not the real thing. When maturity is imposed from the outside instead of developed from within, it remains fragile. Beneath the surface, fears, insecurities, and old wounds continue to run the show. Real maturity, Jung argued, comes from individuation, the process of becoming a whole, independent self. To understand why many women feel psychologically stuck, we need to look at the forces that hold back growth, the cultural myths that keep people trapped, and the deeper journey toward true selfhood. When a child is overprotected, she doesn't get the chance to face challenges, make mistakes, or recover from failure. Parents may think they're showing love, but in reality, they're blocking independence. The girl grows up without developing resilience. Later in life, she depends on partners, friends, or authority figures to handle things she should be handling herself. This lack of practice and self-reliance creates an invisible cage, one that follows her into adulthood. Painful experiences like betrayal, loss, or family dysfunction can freeze emotional growth. Instead of moving forward, the woman avoids responsibility because life already feels overwhelming. She drifts, hoping someone else will carry her burdens. But avoidance never heals wounds, it deepens them. Without facing and processing these experiences, she remains stuck in patterns that prevent true maturity. From early on, many women are told that their worth comes from being attractive, agreeable, and likable. Instead of asking, "Who am I really?" they ask, "Who do others want me to be?" This is what philosophers like Kierkegaard and Heidegger called inauthentic living, borrowing values from society instead of discovering your own. The result? Years can pass while a woman performs roles to earn approval, all while her authentic identity stays hidden and undeveloped. In Jungian psychology, there's an archetype called the puer aeternus, the eternal boy, the man who refuses to grow up. But there's also a feminine counterpart, the puella aeterna, the eternal girl. She resists adulthood, clings to youth, and avoids responsibility. Her age doesn't matter, it's her mindset. She could be 25 or 55, but her inner world is stuck in a childlike state. 1. Romantic idealism, waiting for a savior. She views life as a fairy tale. She believes the right partner will rescue her, give her purpose, and solve her struggles. Instead of building her independence, she waits for love to give her identity. She jumps from relationship to relationship, searching for the one. She feels incomplete without a partner. She often attracts controlling or enabling partners who reinforce her dependency. 2. Avoidance of responsibility. Life must always be fun. Routine, structure, and discipline feel boring to her. She wants constant novelty and excitement. She switches jobs often and avoids long-term commitments. She procrastinates and avoids making big decisions. She hopes problems will fix themselves. 3. Fear of aging, clinging to youth for value. Since she hasn't built self-worth on a deeper foundation, she relies on beauty, charm, and attention. Youth becomes her entire identity. She fears time passing, change, and even natural aging. She defines herself by how desirable she appears. She avoids embracing the deeper gifts of adulthood, wisdom, self-possession, independence. The tragedy of the eternal girl is that her refusal to grow up doesn't save her from suffering. It amplifies it. Because she never develops the strength to face life's challenges, she feels fragile and insecure, no matter how vibrant or youthful she looks on the outside. It's not fair to place all the blame on individuals. Society plays a huge role in keeping women stuck. Our culture glamorizes youth, markets beauty as power, and equates womanhood with desirability. The beauty and entertainment industries profit from making women afraid of aging while glorifying carefree girlhood over grounded adulthood. Ironically, in the past, women were often forced into adult responsibilities earlier. They managed households, finances, and communities. While those roles were limiting, they at least required recognition of women as capable adults. Today, women have more freedom than ever, but that freedom also allows the temptation of indefinite adolescence. As Jung suggested, immaturity isn't just personal, it's cultural. When a society worships youth and surfaces over wisdom and depth, it encourages its people to remain in psychological childhood. Every person has a shadow, the hidden parts of the self we suppress because they don't fit who we think we should be. For women, the shadow often contains qualities society discouraged: ambition, assertiveness, independence, even anger. Girls are often taught to hide these traits. They're told to be nice, agreeable, and pleasant, not bold or outspoken. Over time, these qualities are shoved into the shadow. As adults, this can mean playing small, downplaying strengths, or even sabotaging ambitions just to avoid being too much. But here's the truth. Immaturity can be a disguise. By staying dependent and agreeable, a woman avoids the discomfort and responsibility of stepping into her full power. Jung argued that maturity requires shadow integration, bringing those buried traits back into the light. For women, this means realizing that independence, ambition, and assertiveness aren't flaws. They're essential to becoming whole. Escaping the eternal girl mindset isn't about forcing yourself to act grown up. It's about deep inner transformation. Growth starts with admitting what you've been avoiding, whether it's responsibility, rejection, or failure. You can't change what you refuse to see. Instead of asking, "Do they like me?" maturity means asking, "Am I being true to myself?" Authenticity replaces performance. Jung believed every psyche holds both: the feminine, intuition, connection, receptivity, and the masculine, logic, strength, independence. Real growth comes when both are developed. A woman who only leans on passivity and emotionality risks staying dependent. But when she integrates strength and agency as well, she becomes whole. The most powerful realization is this: no one is coming to save you. Not a parent, not a partner, not a mentor. True adulthood begins the moment you claim ownership of your life and choices. Maturity doesn't arrive automatically with age. It's a conscious choice. Culture may reward women for staying youthful, dependent, or agreeable. But real empowerment doesn't come from staying in perpetual girlhood. It comes from individuation, the process of integrating every part of yourself into a complete, independent person. The real question isn't just, why do some women stay immature? The deeper question is, who is ready to embrace adulthood, not as society defines it, but as an inner transformation of the self? Because the moment a woman chooses responsibility over avoidance, authenticity over approval, and depth over illusion, she stops being the eternal girl. She becomes the heroine of her own story.